Osio, everybody. I'm gonna take and just do a little walk around, show you what we got going on right now. You know, quarantining like everybody else. Good old social distancing. But yeah, I'm gonna just show y'all a little bit of what we got going on out here on the property and all the work we've been putting into it the last couple days. Just give you a little glimpse of our life. Thank you. All right, start off with, just want to show you a little bit of the propagation we got going on. Trying to work on a little barter and trade maybe. We got a bunch of blueberries right here. Good looking little blueberry bushes that we've sorted out into buckets, watering. They're in the same soil they came out of the ground in. So, you know, it's sandy because that's what our soil is out here. And I got a bunch of figs from where I cleaned up that fig tree. They've all woken up. They're not dormant anymore. They look amazing. Putting on a pile of new growth. So we have those available for trade or sale if somebody wants. Then I got a little bit of some scuppernongs and some other variety of wild grape that I had brought back from travels up in Virginia last year that are doing good. We got a couple avocado trees I'm going to be planting out there just as an experiment. Our citrus, our Cuban oregano, dragon willow, my little kumquat seedling, my putacaba that's going to go out in the ground soon, lemon. And these little guys right here, I can't wait for them to grow up. Little papayas. There's a mango coming up. A couple of my moringa trees that I can't wait to get in the ground. Some oranges, some limes, a little apple that grown from local seed, a couple more. Not doing as good. My poor little chocolate experiment died. Got some more figs from a trade. Hopefully they'll sprout. Trying to root. Pineapple gonna go in the ground. Experiment. Another putacaba. That's nothing pretty, but it's going to be some lemongrass, and that was an avocado that broke off. Some lemongrass with my white honey fig. I'm gonna be putting out Marcel fig, I believe is what it's called. I think she's big enough to go in the ground now. Some sassafras, also brought back from my trip. Some elderberry. Another random avocado with my jackfruit and some burnt leaves, but the new one's doing great out here. Mango, same problem. Even though I only get a couple hours of afternoon sun. Another avocado. Here's my male hardy kiwi cuttings and my female hardy kiwi cuttings. Taking off. Hopefully they'll root. Then we got some seeds from some Chinese stuff sent to us by accident from an Amazon order. Just throw them in the pot, see what they're gonna do. Of course, our blood oranges. Some more jackfruit with some burnt leaves and new ones coming in. 2 blood oranges back there. So, little propagation going on. Got some other stuff in the house that ain't quite ready to come out. And I'm gonna try for some more papaya seeds. See if I can't get them to sprout. Beautiful little flower there. The kumquat still got some vitamin C peels on it. Looking good. Just about ready to shut down our winter green garden there. We've been eating off of it. Beautiful mess of collards. Pork raised on the farm, collards grown on the farm. It was delicious. Got our fig tree that I worked on. Looking great. Lots of new growth down here on the limb. Tons and tons of new sprouts. Looking healthy. Such a beautiful old tree. I wish I knew what variety it was. And I'm gonna walk you out here, pause the video, and I'll crank it back up when I get to the next area we worked on. Right here's the next area. We got a little area of cultivation right here. It's gonna be pigeon peas, Mexican tree sunflowers, and toothache plant. And then this area here, I'm going to work this year and next year making it my wildflower area for pollinators. And we've got our little travel lane for the golf cart right beside the pig pasture where our males are. And me, Madison, Teresa worked from here all the way back there and put in several rows of cream 40 field peas. Just put them in today. Gonna have to increase our sprinkler setup so that we can get it all watered. We got butter beans right here and Tucker's favorite corn up there. I'm going to Three Sisters that. I've already got some squash planted here, some native varieties. Forgive me, I don't remember the name. I have to go look it up from a friend on Facebook. And then right here, I'm gonna be tilling all that under, hopefully, and getting it prepared, because that's where those papayas are gonna go. I'm gonna have a little stand of papayas running over to my trellis where the kiwis are gonna go. And the moringas are gonna run right alongside those kiwis right there. Kind of act as a nurse plant or shade. I've kind of got this ground already kind of prepped for the papayas, having them under tarp. I just gotta clean up the kiwi trellis a little more. And I've been building a hugel mound. I'm moving the dirt from here onto the hugel culture back here, getting it ready. And I can start trimming up all these weeds down here in the food forest. Transplanted, and they're still coming back from the shock. It's a bunch of wild spinach lamb's quarters. They popped up actually near my fire pile, so I moved them over here to the front of my banana circle where my dwarf namwas are just waking up from the frost. But this stuff is delicious. I'm hoping that these will grow up, go to seed, and reseed themselves like crazy out here. A little bit of honeysuckle. Another namwa right there. I've been clearing this pathway, getting it ready for some citrus that I'm going to have up underneath these oak trees for the canopy. Elderberry that I planted because I wanted one in the area, and then birds planted me one right over here. My little starfruit waking up. Survived the winter. I got two more in the house that are going to come out here. And actually, if you look, I've got to clean this up by hand and get some more mulch down. But my American persimmons are waking up. They survived the winter just fine. Hopefully, my two jackfruits out here did. Still ain't seeing nothing, but they were slow to wake up last year. There's my pear tree. They need a second cultivar to fruit. And my second one's over there and it didn't flower this year, so I'm still waiting on that. Loquat looks good. Got a little bit of oregano down there. My little peach tree, just a couple peaches. Not gonna let her do too much because she needs to grow. But she's trying. This is what I've been working on today after we got the peas in the ground. Actually, there's my bird elderberry. It planted, you know, God put it there for me, the creator. But I cleared this area and I've been building a hugel mound out here. And I went ahead and covered this piece of it. And I think along the edge, I'm going to go ahead and plant Seminole pumpkins, which are native to the area, and they should grow really well. Back here behind, my whole blueberry bramble. And let me see, blueberries. I know I saw some on here. Let me find a few, there we go. Just lost their petals. They were covered in pollinators. So we should have plenty of blueberries coming in. Be nice. And this blueberry bramble runs from about right here now all the way to right there. I'm gonna let all this grow in thick, and eventually, because I've got these here that were transplanted, I'm gonna run it all the way down to Persian silk tree. Y'all down here in the south call them mimosas. And let this just be one big swath of blueberries to shield this area here, along with these oaks, which I'm letting a couple grow up to replace these big guys when they pass. And I'm gonna have the more sensitive citrus interspersed down through here in this lane. I've been clearing all this, little here, little there, trying to get it right. And you know, with the different stuff going on, can't never be too careful. So more elderberry planted in here underneath the Persian silk tree, right along the edge of the beginning of the food forest. I've got a Scuppernong or a muscadine, I won't know until it fruits, that was right here in the middle of all this, and I'm gonna dig a channel and run it down the channel, and then run it back on the fence and just let it go down the fence. And I think I'm going to turn around and go ahead and start popping dragon fruits in here. I've got 25 dragon fruits that have overwintered in the house, but I had 2 that wintered out here and survived. All the way up there, I forgot to show you, all the way up there on that pine tree. And since that's a thing, I'm going to try it and see what I get. My second banana circle. This is the bananas that were already on the property. I just moved some of them over here, putting out a super healthy pup after surviving the winter. So I'm hoping that somewhere in here is a flower and we'll get maybe a bunch of bananas this year. Got the sweet potatoes coming back from last year, interspersed with some sumac trees. I'm gonna let these sumacs grow up and try to see if I can't get a little lemonade out of them this year. And right along here, straight off of that, we've got our Chickasaw plums. Some people call them sand plums or sandhill plums. I got a couple of them here and then down through there, and I'm gonna let this become kind of a plum patch. I've got a Burbank right there just waking up, and a, ooh, what's the variety? Methylee plum right here just waking up. And here's something crazy. Just blew my mind. I'm still learning with all the grafting and stuff. But if you look, you see real dark, real rubbery looking, plasticky looking with big thorns. This is the root stock from the satsuma that we had out here that the drought killed last year. We just couldn't keep enough water on it for the heat. And it died back. This came up during the winter. And I just figured, okay, we've got a root stock. I'll let it grow and I'll graft on it later. But if you look down here, right above the graft, I've got satsuma coming back up. So I'm gonna let that do its thing. Let this keep it alive. Once this is a couple feet tall, I'll probably trim these back. Or if this has enough branches, I may cut branches off and graft onto this. But that was amazing and such a blessing. Pineapple guava survived the winter. Rosemary doing good. My Anna apple got sick. I don't know what happened to it, but a bunch of it died during the drought. But she's starting to bounce back. I got some growth on it, so I'm gonna let it bush up. Hopefully it will be my pollinator for my other Israeli apple. I can't never remember the name. But this one here last year, the Anna was actually flowering. This flowered and gave us 3 apples. One made it ripe, but I mean, it was a little bitty. But I just left the apple on there and figured a squirrel got it because it disappeared. And then you look under the tree and it fell and must have rotted right here. The squirrel ate it and dropped the seed, but there's a little apple seedling. So I'm gonna let that go and just see what it does. I may dig it up or I may just leave it as a companion tree to that one and see what I get. Got my saffron dying back for the summer. Can't wait to actually harvest some of that next year. All that dead right there next to another elderberry. And we've got little American persimmons waking up down in all this grass. And down through here, I have a row of those. Got my dwarf ever-bearing mulberry. May actually produce some berries this year. The fire pile and the junk from the old hurricane damage will be gone in about a week, hopefully. Have all this cleaned up. little tired that walking was something else. Oh, look at that. I do believe that's an egret of some kind. Yep, cowbird, or a great white, one or the other, from the pond, just up here hanging out. Little wild stinging nettle down there. You're gonna have to mow it. I don't really harvest it. Now this garden, for the most part, is good, but this area didn't get tilled good, so I'm gonna have to get the weeds out of it. I've got cantaloupe planted in there, but we got potatoes, 3 rows right there with plenty up, and we've got some stuff starting to pop up over here if I can find something. Of course, when I want to show y'all, I can't find anything. I know I got some potatoes planted right in here that should just be starting to wake up now. Besides all the grass you see, there's some squash popping up all the way down. Got another row. I believe these are a native variety. Again, I can't remember. I have to go look at the packets back at the house. I think my brother's got some pumpkins in the sprinklers. None of this is planted yet. We're going to be doing some peanuts and some beans in here. My Cherokee Nation seeds, I believe, is what I'm going to put in here. It's ready to be planted. And then we've got some cucumbers coming up down through here, and our yellow early summer squash coming in really good, both of those. And those are Georgia oranges popping up, and I got a few butternuts back there. I'm gonna show you all Miss Potts before I end the video. She's about ready to have her babies. We've moved her into her farrowing barn. Today was her first day in it. She's pitched a fit when I moved her. She's over here kind of depressed by herself. I got my prickly pear cleaned up, and I just seeded purple basil there, sage there, and regular Genovese basil here. We'll see if it comes in. What's up, Mama Potts? How you doing? There she is, about to bust. Our little mini pig rescue. She's pregnant with full Cooney babies, so there'll be Cooney and mini pig mix. Should be adorable, which most of our babies are. Hey Lou, what you doing, Lou? Mama Charlotte, checking things out. Those are actually Miss Potts babies from Red, and they're already probably about 20-30 pounds heavier than her from her last litter. And that's Charlotte's daughter from the last litter, about a year old. And one last thing to show y'all. If they're over here, I don't think they are. I think the fellas done went to bed. We got our 2 old school goats, and then our baby boys are up there. There's Zane over there and Xander over there. And check this out, I'm probably gonna have to move it before it gets too settled. But that right there, that's Chiyote squash. We're planning on expanding the goat pasture further out into here, so I'm gonna have to move it. I think I'm gonna put it out there up against the woods somewhere, or right up there up against the fence, and let it grow on the fence to harvest some Chiyote squash. This is a long video, so hope you made it through it all. And we'll get back with you later when we have some more stuff to show you. Wado for watching.